My cucumber shoots keep coming in waves. Even after I finish harvesting the fruit on the main vine, the lateral vines don't stop producing, so the yield is almost, perhaps even, double. With meticulous care, each cucumber plant thrives. Farmer Shu Mei-chi, a retired junior high school biology teacher, is now a locally renowned scientific farmer. Inside her greenhouse, she has been growing pesticide-free cucumbers with precision management for nearly 10 years. On top of that, uncontrollable pests and diseases and extreme weather, repeated cold snaps in winter, have pushed yields and income down in recent years, leaving her deeply troubled. In a single cropping cycle of about 2.5 to 3 months, I sometimes make less than $100,000 in total revenue, just enough to break even, and breaking even means I'm not paying myself any wages. Cucumbers are most vulnerable to low temperature stress during flowering and fruit set. The number of female flowers drops, the fruit become fewer and smaller. This winter, wave after wave of cold snaps hit again. Yet, on a friend's recommendation, she applied Apply-CH Biotech's proprietary Homeostatic Systemins, engineered to keep the crop system's internal balance steady. Amazingly, her yield soared, nearly doubling despite the harsh weather, right up until the week before Lunar New Year. When she finally cleared the greenhouse, new fruit were still appearing nonstop. By then, I'd already been picking for a full month, 30 days. As I was pulling the plants, my worker said, "Boss, there are still so many cucumbers." I still had lots of small ones, and on the very last day I shipped out more than 100 kilograms, so the output was almost, perhaps even, double, or at the very least up by a solid 1/3. How she applies POPS: dilution, 300-500x with water. Timing: start at the 2 to 4 leaf seedling stage. Method: foliar spray or drench around the root zone. Frequency: once every 2 weeks. Leveraging POPS high efficiency traits. Optimizes nutrient uptake, promotes flowering, fruit set, and nutrient accumulation. Boosts tolerance to temperature and moisture stress. Even in a winter so cold it was almost frosty, Shu Mei-chi's cucumbers made visitors gasp. These vines are so lush and vigorous. My leaves were never this big before. Since using POPS, they're large and deep green. My friends told me last season, "You've done great this time. Everything looks beautiful." Those big emerald leaves act like mini solar panels, enhancing photosynthesis, strengthening vegetative growth, encouraging flower bud differentiation, and giving growers real hope for a higher yield. If you want a really heavy crop, you need cucumbers not just on the main vine, but also on the laterals, and even on the tertiary shoots. After I started using POPS, the laterals shot out almost immediately. Once I'd finished picking the cucumbers on the main vine, fruit were waiting for me on the laterals, and those laterals were already producing third-order shoots with even more cucumbers. POPS, yield-boosting power, comes from more than just extra flowers and fruit. It also slashes the rate of aborted fruit. During a cold snap, you might see blossoms everywhere, but if they abort, they'll never become cucumbers. My last crop was so productive precisely because I had very few aborted fruit. Even the toxin disease that used to give Shu Mei-chi headaches disappeared, thanks to stronger plants and roots. I drenched the roots with your POPS, and the toxin disease was truly gone. It isn't a cure, it's a preventive. You can't wait until you see the disease and then drench. You have to start in the seedling stage. In fact, on transplanting day, I dilute it even further and drench right away. In the lab tests, any cucumber whose curvature exceeds 3 cm is downgraded to a second-grade product and can't be sold. After applying POPS, the number of misshapen fruit dropped sharply, so the share of cucumbers that meet market standards jumped by 20%. POPS also made the cucumbers noticeably firmer. Most consumers prefer a crisp bite, and trials showed that POPS increased crispness by about 5%, which in turn improved shelf life, transport durability, and processing quality. Unafraid of harsh weather or pests, every cucumber plant in the greenhouse now bursts with flowers, and the fruit grows straighter and more abundant than ever. As long as a cucumber is straight, I can grade it as an A quality piece, she says. I don't have to worry about spots that would make the packing house reject it. Growing cucumbers isn't just about harvesting fruit, it's about making every single one A grade. Even when market prices fluctuate, POPS, yield boost, lets farmers win by volume and secure their income.